Namaskar, everybody. My name is Divya, and as you've already heard, I work in the field of education. Well, my journey of my own professional career started back in 2000 when I started my own professional practice at NIT. You know, back then in 2000, NIT was almost like the passport to success. Everybody, every other child was in NIT doing a course or being a part of that journey. Well, 19, 20 years from there, today I lead a company of more than 900 professionals who work tirelessly in creating some of the most learning and beautiful learning experiences for children and teachers every day inside classrooms. But is it enough when I impact just 3 million students? Because today we are talking about not just thousands and millions, we are talking about billions. And that is why I believe that when you're really looking at creating a change, where are we really taking this entire journey of helping every child in this world getting access to the right kind of knowledge? Providing them with opportunities, providing them with a platform where they may not be limited by their current means and they still have a great access. I work in the field of technology, and I truly believe, and I honestly believe, that technology is the real equalizer in the world today. Today we reach out to every child. You can go down to the last mile on the planet and reach out and provide access to high quality learning material. And so many initiatives are happening in the world. You will see online learnings. You will see so many schools starting up. You will see schools opening up second shifts as certain products to allow different parts of the society. You will see no longer structured schools to be available. I firmly believe that the process of providing knowledge to billions is a problem that will be solved. I make a living out of this, and I can assure you, like the world cured malaria, this will also be cured. There is no doubt about this, that children will have access. With 5G coming in, with more and more path-breaking frontier technologies happening, providing information, providing learning, providing knowledge will not be a problem. There's another thought that I want to discuss with you today. That while we are trying to, fill this gap of providing knowledge, providing learning, honing skills, because now skills is also a big part of it. On one side, while children are learning various theories and segments and knowledge, they're also honing their skills of presentation, communication, thinking. But while this void of learning and skills is being filled, there is another void that is being created. Okay? Because when we fill children with all the knowledge and we get them ready to really, get set for the world, I think there is a part that we are missing, and that's a significant part. Because at the end of the day, what are we really aiming at? We are really aiming at creating the society of tomorrow. So while you may end up with thousands and thousands of PhDs and engineers and doctors and very successful industrialists and business people and homemakers, but who will they be? And what will that civilization be defined by? Because the void that we are creating is that we are not focusing at all on the fundamentals of being human. We teach our children to brush the teeth as soon as they can stand and hold a toothbrush. We even today, as adults, will keep telling, wash your hands, use a sanitizer. But do we ever teach how to love? Do we ever take some time out and say, we have to have a session on love and togetherness? Tell me a curriculum in the school and the world which teaches all kinds of subjects and extracurricular activities, but when you have to exist in life, there are things more than just knowledge and skills. And we have to consciously start investing in it. We don't teach how to love. We expect it will happen somehow. We don't teach how to live together as a society. We expect it will just happen. But things don't happen. Look at what is happening in the world around us today. Most of the things happening are not from uneducated people. The instances or the behavior we don't want to happen come from very educated set of people. So, is education just enough because it is taking care of the knowledge and the skills? It needs to move next. When schools have periods from physics, chemistry, biology to games, music, and dance, why can't we create a structured time slot to teach? Because it is important to teach. We cannot just expect things to happen. Life is different. You know, till you're in the school, you get a perfect score. Till you are in an exam, there is one right and one wrong. But in life, the moment you step in, I work with such a large team, I hire people every day. When you meet people when they operate on a day-to-day basis, you have everyday choices to make. And they're all shades of gray because in true life, there is no black and white. But all through a person of 20, 22 years of learning experience really goes through a right and a wrong phenomena, jumping into a real life which says, oh, this could also be right, and this could also be right, and this may not be entirely wrong. The question is not to make the best decision. The question really is, when we make a decision, we need to live with it, okay? We need to accept what the journey that decision will take. And that power to live with that is something we need to learn, which we don't teach, which we just don't teach even at home, even at school. When children are at home, we just tell them, study, 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 you need to score well. When you go to college, you need to get into something. That's important. You can't run away from it. You cannot, substitute one for another. But I think it is time to augment. It is time to augment because today, in today's world, the biggest challenge we face is to embrace and celebrate diversity. Diversity of skin, diversity of culture, diversity of food habits, diversity of so many things, of the backgrounds that we come from. And that is something that we need to focus our learning on. We are teaching for purpose. I'm going to talk to you about something which is so much of a, if I may say, a word that actually kind of went away in the last 10, 15 years. More than respect, if I may say, dignity of labor. We teach our children to respect. You come in a class, you'll always wish the professor. You walk inside a home, you see some elder people, you will always fold your hands, or you'll say hello, or you will respectfully address them. But what about the people that you see working around your surroundings? The security guard that will check you at a hotel, the people that will clean your dishes, the people who will mop the floors. They're not there maybe because of their choice. No one chooses where you're born, but one chooses to do the best that you can do where you're coming from. But that fundamental respect is something a civilization will need. We together are building the world of tomorrow. And if we cannot instill it by starting to actively making these conversations about togetherness, about diversity, about respect, there is no chance that the generation that will come will actually have those capabilities. Because nothing necessarily triggers in your brain at the age of 25 that you suddenly will get to know most of these things. Another big aspect, and something that we as a society, I think, are dealing with. How do you deal with failures? Because we don't want anybody to fail. Tell me one parent who would tell their child, it's okay, fail in today's exam. We can't take it. There is no choice of failure. You have to be the best, or at least, do well. But come to real life. I today, as the head of a company, make 10 decisions every day, from small to big to life-changing. All those decisions never go my way or never actually pan out the way you think. There is failure every day. You know, you reach out, you go into a business transaction, you fail. I think the biggest skill our children need to learn is failure. You will fail every day. But somehow, nobody talks about it like it's a taboo. Like failure is somebody who's like at the back of the class, somebody you don't want to be associated with. But come to real life, you fail every day. We fail in our relationships, we fail at work, we fail in our planning. And we constantly, the people who succeed, who become successful, are the ones, not the ones that they fail, are the ones who really know how to deal with failure. You have to reset your day and the next morning get up and again go and do the same thing. But this capability of taking chances every day, dealing with possibilities that may not go as intended, okay? Willing to respect people around for what they are doing. Respect only doesn't mean folding your hands or saying a hi. Maybe just one word of how are you makes a lot of difference to the people who are never talked to. Is the kind of society that we are really, really inching towards. I believe we have a chance. And again, I'll go. Education, filling the knowledge gap, filling the honing the skills gap is not really the challenge we are in for. We're in for a society who will end up not knowing how to live together. And I think it is time that we jumpstart and actually work on creating an education for billions with a perspective of him. I say, let's humanize this experience and let us create the true generation of tomorrow. Thank you so much for a patient hearing. Thank you.